Alright guys, if you clicked on this video, you're probably looking to get some extra performance out of your fork, whether it be extra sensitivity, increased lifespan, or just generally making it feel smoother. So I'm going to show you how to do that today very simply without taking too much time, spending a lot of money. Make your fork feel great and get you some more performance out in the trails. So you're only going to need a few things for this. Get yourself a rag of some sort, anything will do. Just make sure it's clean, no contaminants. Zip tie, some silicone lubricant. GT85 works best. You can also use Tri-Flow. And yeah, so we'll get to it and show you what's going on. Alright guys, so before you start anything, you want to make sure your fork is nice and clean. Get all the dust off, any remnants away from the seals. Be nice and gentle with this. You don't want to scratch the seals, but make sure you get them nice and clean. You don't want any dust or dirt contaminating them. Can wear your fork out and lead to poor performance. Just like that, nice and clean, as you can see. And so for the next step, go ahead, take your zip tie and feed it down into the seal, and this is to release some of the pressure that builds up inside of the fork, not in the air spring but in the lowers, and this can lead to reduced sensitivity, so we'll go ahead and let that out. So what you're going to do with this is just very carefully pry the seal back and feed the zip tie down into there. It can take a little patience and finesse, but once you get it, slowly push it down. And sometimes you'll hear some air hiss out, sometimes you won't, but nonetheless it does the trick. Do it on both sides and then move on. Alright guys, so the next step, I'm going to take our GT85 and spray it on the stanchions. Be careful to block it with a rag so this does not contaminate your disc rotors. It's windy out, they can sometimes slide down. Go ahead, get behind it. On both sides, of course. Almost like spray painting. Make sure you get a nice, decent amount in there so that it can soak into the seals, and then we'll move on. And the last step, just to get a super supple fork, is take your Tri-Flow or some other similar suspension lubricant and just put a couple drops down by the seals and let those soak in. You don't want to go overboard here. You don't want to be spilling all over your fork, making a mess. Just enough to get the seals nice and coated. Let it soak in for a few minutes, and then we'll go ahead and dry it off. Now that the oil is soaked in, we're just going to come back with our rag and just wipe around the fork, get the seals so we don't get any contaminants, because dust will stick to this. You do not want that. You want it nice and clean, nice and slick, so you don't get any residue, which once again can lead to dirt sticking on there, and that gives you more stiction, and obviously we don't want that. So there you go. Fork should look nice and clean, nice and shiny, and it should be feeling great for you guys. As you can see, our fork is now super supple. Hope this helped you out. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any other questions. If you want to see other setup vids, let me know, or just riding stuff. Once again guys, thanks, and I'll catch you on the next one.